The devil couldn't reach me, so he gave me this motherfucker. I know. I have a little terrorist in my fucking hands. What the fuck is going on? I was gonna do a mock draft, it was a free trade mock draft, but let me select some teams. Okay, guys. Little Christmas mock draft. I have a special surprise for my 10 viewers that watch this. Oh, well, actually, my mock drafts get like 50 views, but still. That's right, baby. We're pulling out the Santa hat for this Johnson. It's a special Christmas mock draft. Okay? Let's get straight to the trades. Giants do not pick here. Let's get a little frisky. So last time I had the Jets trading, I don't think they'll give them as much. So let's get a little weird here. Let's get a little crazy. It's Christmas, guys. Let's get a little crazy. So we'll go with the Rams. The Rams go to the Giants. So the Giants give up obviously their first round pick. The Rams give up 11th, 28th, and a first next year. Rejected. Wow. What the fuck? How did this good shit get rejected? 1, 11, 28, first. Give a second and a third. Second and sixth. Okay, so ignore that. This thing valued. I changed the PFF because it's just so much harder to edit in with PFF. This just does well, and there's also just the same thing here, so it doesn't really matter. So the Rams on the clock. A very interesting scenario. Obviously, you're gonna take quarterback here, and the problem with the Rams trading up here is that they don't have the later pick. They're like their actual first round pick, so they can't get their offensive lineman or whatever, their corner or whatever. So you're either gonna take Mendoza here. You have to take Mendoza or more here. I think, again, if you're trading up, you're gonna take Mendoza. I don't think there's a world where you don't take Mendoza here. So we'll go with Mendoza. Again, Mendoza, very good prospect. Just won the Heisman a week ago. And he's the surefire number one quarterback pending the combine right now and playoffs. He definitely looks like the surefire number one quarterback, and I think he will go number one overall by any team that's picking first. With the Raiders, they go Dante Moore. Again, Dante Moore is a little bit of a better athlete than Mendoza, but you're taking Mendoza for his clutchness, his big playability, and his leadership. And I think that outweighs Dante Moore's more athletic abilities, I guess. And Fernando Mendoza's football knowledge, in my eyes, is better than Dante Moore's. And Mendoza has done more with less help. I feel like Dante Moore has a better roster, but he's doing less. Again, it's coaching with Mendoza too, but still, I think I like Mendoza more as a prospect than Dante Moore. But we're going to get a little frisky the next couple mock drafts. So these two will be pretty similar. So the Browns, you can go many ways. You can go Arvo Reese here. I don't think they need it, but I think they'll go Carnell Tate. Again, Carnell Tate, big body, great route running. I think people underrate his route running. Obviously, he's a big guy. He's big home run ability. But the reason why he's open so much is not because he has stellar speed, because his speed isn't that good. It's his route running and separation is really good. And I really like Carnell Tate here. I think he will do wonders in Cleveland. And he stays in state. And they need some help. They really do need some help. And at the wide receiver position for the Browns, it looks very grim. Jerry Jeudy, you don't know if he's that guy. It's just random stuff like that. So I think Carnell Tate's in play here, and I think he's actually the perfect fit. The Jets, I think if Arvo Reese is available, they'll take Arvo Reese. Again, Arvo Reese are taking him for his versatility and his big playability. He's just such a defined athlete and such a great at the pass rush and stuff. And you're taking him for his versatility. You're taking him for his edge ability, and the Jets can use that. And he also has reps at linebacker. He's listed as a linebacker here, so I think he's a very good pick for the Jets. He can be very versatile, and I do like Arvo Reese here. Titans, you can go many ways. You can go Jordan Tyson, you can go Keldrick Folk, you can go Ruben Bain. Ruben Bain played a hell of a game on Saturday versus the Aggies. It was a very good game for Ruben Bain, and that probably skyrocketed his stack. But I think Cam Ward is throwing a plumbers right now. His number one receiver is Alec Ayamanor. I think Jordan Tyson will step in and be that number one guy if he's healthy. Again, Jordan Tyson can go first overall if he just stays healthy, and it's the injury concerns. I say this: he is so good, he's so fast, he's such a physical beast, and he just has such a good football IQ. But it's just the availability, and you don't know what happens with people like Jordan Tyson, because you don't know if he's still gonna have those lingering injuries, and especially with the Tennessee, which needs it, they're gonna have to take a swing on a wide receiver. And if this guy stays healthy, he can be the best. He has top 5 wide receiver potential. This guy can be so good, and I think they can really use Jordan Tyson. So the Cardinals, they can go many ways. I think they're gonna go offensive line here no matter what. It's just whether it's gonna be Mauigoa, Fano, or Lomu. I think Mauigoa is in play. Mauigoa is just so versatile. He's so big. He played a good game against the Aggies. I think he's good. He'll be good. He has some good reps against Cassius Howell. He's just a good pick here, and they need an offensive tackle because you need someone outside of Paris Johnson who's gonna be there for that future quarterback, whether you draft one or you keep Murray or Brissett. So I think that's a good pick there. The Commanders, again, I think if Ruben Bain Jr. is there, you take him. I think Ruben Bain Jr. is such a great prospect. I think he's just such a good pass rusher. He's violent, he's fast, he's quick. He's also pretty strong. He's a good blend of everything, and he showed that against the Aggies this Saturday, and it showed, man. He got 3 or 4 sacks. I think he got 3 sacks, but he was a game changer, and he looked like a true X factor, and I think he can really make a difference in the NFL, and especially with Dan Quinn, who has experience with old defensive linemen. I think Ruben Bain Jr., if he falls you, just take him automatically. I mean, honestly, I could see the Jets or the Titans taking Ruben Bain Jr. here either. So it just depends. But you have to see how well Arvo Reese plays in this playoffs, and you also see how well he continues to play, because Ruben Bain Jr. is also playing against Ohio State and the Buckeyes, and Arvo Reese is playing against the Canes. So you'll see. But I think Ruben Bain is a great figure. The Saints, there's many ways they can go. You can go Minter Delane. I think you can go Keldrick Folk. Again, Keldrick Folk, there's some concerns, but I do like him. He's really big. He's 6'5", 288, and he can be put anything. I mean, he's explosive. He's young, and yeah, I think you just take him for his versatility. And I think he's really good on the run, but his plays on the pass has been to be desired a little bit, but I feel like he can up that game a little bit. But his run is elite, and his tape is elite, and he's good. He's really good. That's why your top 10 pick. Some of your tape is really good. So I really like Keldrick Folk going here. Whoa, so there's maybe the Bengals can go. So I think they can either go Mentor Delane, Jamal McCoy. I don't think you take Caleb Downs here, but I see some mocks where he does go, which isn't crazy, but I do think a corner will go instead. So we'll go Mentor Delane. He's been very good. He was the cornerback award finalist for college football. He's just, his measurables aren't there, but he just played very good. It's a Virginia Tech transfer to LSU, and he's been really good. And he's really good, and I think he has he's really big, and he's a good ball hog guy. I think he can really go and make plays in the NFL. And then now with the Dolphins, I have them going Jamal McCoy. McCoy has been injured for this entire year, but when he was healthy last year, he was like the best in college football. Like, he was the best, and that's such a good blend that you can add Jamal McCoy to Dolphins, which have a very weak cornerback room to begin with, and I think he's good. He's really explosive, and he has some crazy ball hawk abilities where you can pick stuff off. So that's really good. The Giants, you take Caleb Downs here if he's available. You take him now. The Giants play for linebackers have been terrible this year. Linebackers, safeties have been terrible, and linebackers haven't been that good either. But their safeties have been terrible, and that defense with that defensive line has been playing subpar. Everybody else has been playing bad too, and I feel like Caleb Downs can instantly change that culture there. He's coming from a winning team. He transferred from Alabama to Ohio State, and he knows what winning is. And I feel like the Giants are lacking that. They just don't know what winning is. And Caleb Downs can change that narrative. It sounds crazy. A young guy can change the way the narrative. But I do think from the Bulldogs. So sorry. So he was at Georgia, not Alabama, Georgia. My bad. But still, I mean, he's very good, and he's like a quarterback. He's sort of a box guy. The box safeties don't get picked as high, but again, he's like a Derwin James type of guy who will make a tackle. He will stop you. He will make sure there's no first down. Caleb, no first downs, and that's his nickname. And you see why, because the tackling is so good. I mean, it's just everything, and he's a real game changer. I don't see many problems in his game, and the Giants could use a great tackler, and the switch between Newman and Caleb Downs would be a good fit, or you can just make Caleb Downs a full-time safety and Newman like a rotational guy, and on a heavy defensive back sets, you put Newman in. But I think Caleb Downs, the value is too good to pass up on, and I think you should just take the value when you can, regardless of positional play. A good prospect is a good prospect, especially at this rate too. I think this is a perfect pick for the Giants. The Chiefs, you can go many ways. You can go Jeremiah Love. I really like Jeremiah Love. It does get redundant though. But I think you gotta take him. You just gotta take him. Jeremiah Love is just such a home run hitting prospect. Obviously, running back positional value isn't as big as it once was, but I do like running backs as picks. I mean, you just have these blue chip guys like Genty, Barkley, all these guys who are taking like very high. You just take them because they're just so good. And I think Jeremiah Love is one of those guys where you can just take him because he's so good, and he's just so quick. He's athletic, and he's pretty good on the pass too. So you just take it there, especially the Chiefs, that Mahomes with the torn ACL. Just take Jeremiah Love to take some stress off Mahomes and that aging team, especially with Kelsey. You don't know if he's coming back, so Jeremiah Love will help, and especially takes that load off those receivers and Mahomes too. So I think Jeremiah Love is the perfect fit here. The Cowboys, I have them going Sonny Styles every single time because that middle linebacker core is terrible, and I think I'm gonna do it again. I mean, it just gets redundant. I'm sorry. These two really stay the same no matter what, but they just have to take it, man. It's just such a bad linebacking core. Murray's old. Overshown is very injured, and he's not. I don't think he's a top guy. So I think Sonny Styles will instantly step in. He's very fast. He's 6'5", but he also had he also switched from safety too, which makes him very good, and he's been very good on that Ohio State defense, and he's good. He's very good blitzing and penetrating the gap. So I think he's a very good prospect, and I think he can really make a difference for that Cowboys defense, and they can be building something sneaky good, especially with the later pick. They can maybe take a corner, because this Packers pick is falling a little bit, especially with all the injuries and all the crazy choke job they had on Saturday. So I think they can get a corner here and a linebacker, which is very important. The Ravens, you can go many ways. I think they should take like an edge rusher or maybe a defensive tackle like Peter Woods. Again, Peter Woods, the numbers have been down, but he's been double teamed so much to the point where you can just take the upside, and I think they do that again. Again, I've done this pick like 3 times in a row, but I just like there's nothing else you can really say. Peter Woods is just such a good player when he was earlier in his career, but now he's like regressed a little bit. But the problem is because people game plan around him. It's the same thing what happens with Dexter Lawrence and Jalen Carter and Chris Jones. It's just like people would game plan around them, and it just makes them seem less dominant than what they are, but they really are dominant, and that's why the pass rush like Brian Burns have done so well, is because Dexter Lawrence takes up so much of that double team. Same reason why Abdul Carter has done pretty good too, because Brian Burns is taking so much of that. So it's just what teams what players make plays. I feel like Peter Woods has so much attention on the offensive line that the numbers are bound to go down, especially with how well he started off. So I wouldn't worry about the numbers so much. And he's just a big player, and he's just violent, and that's what you want to in the trenches. You want to be violent, and he can really stop the run game, but he's also really good in the pass game too. So there's no real weakness, and might as well take it because Madubuike is hurt, and you don't know what's gonna happen with the rest of that defensive line. So take the value when you can, because the Ravens might miss the playoffs this year. So you gotta keep on building up the trenches. The Vikings, bunch of different ways. I think you have to go secondary here. Do you reach on Avion Terrell or maybe Colton Hood or something? At 15, I think Avion Terrell is going a little too high, but I think you'll take David Bailey. You just take a blue chip pass rusher when you can. David Bailey has been very good, and I know the secondary for the Vikings have been very old, but you can get like a safety later, like a Emil McNeil Warren or Kamari Ramsey or a Jalen Kilgore. Like you can just get these type of players. Jalen Kilgore was predicted to go in the first round earlier this year, but again, it didn't happen. So it just depends. But I do like David Bailey here as a blue chip rusher. Again, pass game or rush game is to be desired, but pass is she's just really good. And Texas Tech has been super good against the pass with all those playmakers and all those interceptions, all those takeaways. It stems from some of the edge rushers too, from forcing the quarterback to make bad and dumb throws. So David Bailey is the key guy on the defensive line too. So I think David Bailey can be an awesome fit for this for the Vikings pass rush to pair with Van Ginkel and all those guys. Especially with Pace Jr. and all of it's like it's a very open room for the Vikings. I think they can really work on their edge room and they can get a bona fide stud. The Bucks, they have him needing a defensive tackle. But there's no defensive tackle or I don't know or a center maybe, a running back, a quarterback. Are you guys fucking insane? Jesus Christ, what are we talking about? You can go Sadiq. I don't know though. Like the problem with Sadiq is that there's just so many holes on that team. I think you just go. I think you go Fano. Obviously, you take the tackle again. Well, Ropes has been fine, and it's not been a bad offensive line. But if you can move Fano inside or Lomu inside, I think Lomu's more of an outside guy than he is an inside guy. But I think you can move Fano inside. It'd be good for Baker. He was getting ran through that entire Thursday night game, and just against the Panthers too. He was also getting ran through. The Panthers don't have a great pass rushing set, which we'll get to later. But I don't think the Panthers have such a great pass rushing set to the point where Baker is getting pressured all the time. So I think Fano is a perfect pick here. I think Kenny Sadiq is a bit more of a luxury pick in my opinion, but I don't know. I don't think Sadiq is warranted here, especially with how bad the offensive line's been playing. There's a lot to be here. I think I'm gonna go Ione for the Lions. Lions playoffs chances are like sub 20, and do I think they're gonna make it? I don't think so, but I think you should bolster up the offensive line. It's getting old. I do like Sewell. I do like some of those guys on the offensive line, but they're getting old. I mean, you don't know Decker, Ragnar. You just don't know because you're just calling people out of retirement, which isn't a good sign. And I think the Lions have some good youth with Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, even Jared Goff to an extent, but the offensive line needs a little bit more help, and it's getting old. And it was good. What once was very good is now very old, and I think they can really bolster up that a little bit more. The Jets. This is with the Colts. That pick's gonna keep on falling. It's a good pick for the Jets. They got rid of Sauce, who's been injured this entire time, and they got rid of all of his money and all that shit. So it was a good pick, and I think the Jets go a wide receiver here. I just don't think there's any way that Casey Conception or Denzel Boston go before Mekhi Lemon. Mekhi Lemon is such a good guy. He's had a 2%. I saw his stat like 2 days ago. He has a 2% drop rate in his entire year at USC. Like his entirety tenure at USC, he's had a 2% drop rate. He just won the Blitnikoff. He's such a good player, and people were bitching how Jeremiah Smith didn't win the Blitnikoff. Mekhi Lemon had better stats, and he just had a less drop rate, and was playing against harder competition, arguably. So I think Mekhi Lemon is a perfect pick here, and I think he can really up that Jets offense, especially with, maybe you take Ty Simpson, but I think Mekhi Lemon's such a good pick here where Ty Simpson's such a boomer bust player that, and you're throwing him into the fire, and he hasn't been that good in Alabama. So I think Mekhi Lemon's such a good pick here that you can't deny the value. The Panthers. I think you go Avion Terrell. Again, other than J.C. Horn, I know Terrell isn't as big as a boundary corner as you would like, but other than Avion Terrell, and J.C. Horn, there's no one. I think Avion Terrell will plug in perfectly and fit in and be a decent boundary corner. If not, you can get another corner in another draft class or in a later round where you can put him on boundary and put Avion in the nickel or the slot, or whatever. Like be the slot corner. it doesn't matter. But I think you take the value here, no matter what. The Steelers. There's many ways they can go. I think they go Caleb Lomu. You don't know who is going to be the quarterback, but I think you can weigh on Ty Simpson. I'm not very high on Ty Simpson. I'm not a big Ty Simpson guy. Honestly, I don't trust him. He'd have a good game, but I don't trust him. And again, you don't know what Aaron Rodgers, but I think you can prolong it maybe by getting another quarterback. Like Swarsby isn't going to declare unless he's going to transfer. He entered the portal, but you can get like a Garrett Nussmeier or like a, I don't know, like a Mateer didn't look good, but I don't know. It's just like I don't like Ty Simpson as much as other people do, and it's just the sample size has been bad, especially like the last couple games where he's been bad, especially with the Oklahoma game exception. But I do not like Ty Simpson. I find his arm accuracy very wild. I find it very he's very unreliable, and you need a reliable quarterback. That's what some quarterbacks need. Jared Goff is somewhat reliable. I mean, like, there's just, like, quarterbacks like that where they don't have the physical tools that are off the charts, but they're reliable. And I feel like Ty Simpson can't be that reliable guy. And I think Caleb Lomu will help more than Ty Simpson will, especially with quarterback, though. I mean, but offensive tackle is as important as quarterback. Other than quarterback, offensive line is, like, the most important. So I think Caleb Lomu is perfect for Steelers. Cowboys, there's many ways they can go. This is from the Packers. I don't know. It just like you can get an edge because as across as a recruit, there's really nobody. It's just the problem is are you gonna reach on an edge? I mean, T.J. Park is the next best age. Mateo Ugalele is fine. LT Overton's fine. They have Cassius Howell ranked really low compared to PFF. I like Cassius Howell as a prospect. I don't think he's gonna go this high though. And Mr. Thomas is okay. I'm pretty sure one of these guys are returning back to college. I don't know. Zion Young is also pretty good too. I like him too. And then he gets fucking arrested, or someone got arrested. Jeremiah Trotter, I think, got arrested. Actually, wrong guy. But Jeremiah Trotter got fucking arrested. I mean, what the fuck are you doing? I don't know. Like, I think the Cowboys can use a pass rusher, but they can use a corner too. I think they're gonna take Colton Hood here. Again, Colton Hood has been good stepping in for McCoy. He's young and he's just very physical, and he's good. He has good length, and his physicality is pretty good too. So I like him. But I think you're taking him for his upside. I mean, he's very young, and you can develop him, especially with a young corner room. You can learn from some of those other corners. So I really like that there. The Eagles, you would really like Colton Hood or like another corner here, but I don't think you can justify taking him. Maybe taking Kenneth Abney or Sisk, but I don't know. I think you go Kenny Sadiq here. Howie Roseman loves taking the best player on the board, and I feel like with an aging Zach Gard, they were open to trading him this offseason. I think you could take Kenny Sadiq and be a rotational guy, or just get rid of Goddard completely and just trade him. I think that would work really good for the Eagles. And again, Howie Roseman finds a way to get the best player out of the draft, like just a pure player. He did that with Jahad Campbell. He did that with many other places. That with Jalen Carter. He's very good. He's very good with his drafts, and I think Kansas City is the guy for him for that type of stuff. So I think he can really show Kenny City's good side, because Kenny City is so explosive. He's so fast. He's such a great athlete, and I think he can do wonders in the NFL. There's many ways that the Texans can go. I'm gonna go with them taking Kane McDonald. Again, Kane McDonald, when he's at Ohio State, has been very good. And he's very big. He's not as big as Caleb Banks, but he is very good, and he's flexible. He's very good at the run, but he's also very good at the pass, and he has just a big like strength, and he's very fast. I think he can go above Caleb Banks, which is an older prospect and with more injury history. So I think that too. I don't know why Chris Bell's here, because he just tore his ACL, which sucks. He was mocked to be going like the late first round, early second, so it sucks, but it is what it is. But anyways, this doesn't matter. The Bills, you can go many ways. I have people mocking Denzel Boston. I think Casey Concepcion is just such a better pick, in my personal opinion, because he's just such a backyard player. He's so fast, and I feel like the Bills haven't had that type of guy since Stephon Diggs, and I feel like Casey's Conception here, who isn't the best wide receiver on the board. I honestly think, uh, I think Makai Lemon and obviously the top five that go, or the top three that go up there is good. But Casey Conceptions are really good for a late round pick, and especially for Josh Allen, who's doing it with less. He can now do it with someone else. Pause. He can. That man's having a baby, by the way. But he can start throwing to like a more speedy receiver instead of like the big guys, because just Keon Coleman just got benched, and you're gonna need another receiver replacement. They've whiffed on it, so hopefully they don't whiff on Casey Conception. And the Aggie season are done, so I think his draft stock won't rise or fall that much anymore. We'll go Proctor the for the Chargers. The Chargers need a offensive line help because they've just been so banged up, and Harbaugh loves the offensive lineman. So I think Proctor would fit perfectly. You can move on the inside, you can play on the outside. Just depends how he does in camp and his physicals. That will be, we'll worry about that later. But I think Proctor's a perfect pick here. You're just taking a lineman, and I think that work perfectly fine. I'll go Blake Miller for the Niners. The Niners, honestly, like the thing with this class is that it's super deep. Like there's not that one like true number one guy, other than the two quarterbacks and Arvo Reese and Ruben Bain. I mean, you're just taking this and Tyson, I guess, but you're like it's interesting because especially the tackle class, it's super deep, but there's no like bona fide like number one tackle. Like I've seen Magogo go first. I've seen Fano go first. I've seen Ione go first. Surprisingly, I've seen Lomu go first. I've seen Miller go pretty like high too. I've seen Proctor go pretty high. There's no real number one tackle. Obviously, there's like the Proctors and the Fanos and the Magogos go up, but I do think Blake Miller is what I'm trying to get at is Blake Miller is, I think, is the one true tackle here. I think he can really play tackle and learn behind Trent Williams, which all these guys that I picked before can move on the inside, besides maybe Lomu, but everyone else can move on the inside, and I really like Blake Miller here because he'll fit into that offensive tackle role, which is what you want from an offensive tackle. You don't want to take the risk of him not working out and being too big at guard, but also being too slow for tackle. So it just depends. The Browns. This is from the Travis Hunter trade. There's many ways you can go. I have them taking I have them taking Tate. I think I'll have them taking Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson doesn't fall anymore. I like I said, I don't like Ty Simpson, but just take him here. I don't know if Shador's gonna be the guy. I think you just take Ty Simpson. You make him compete with Gabriel and Sanders. If he plays well, he plays well. If not, he sits behind Sanders. Simple as that. I don't think Gabriel should get a starting job. I think Sanders is the clear-cut guy. I think he's played much better than Dylan Gabriel, and I think Gabriel is just a terrible quarterback. He's a future XFL quarterback, and I think Sanders can be a backup, or he can be a more like a game manager, like Brock Purdy type guy, where he's or Jared Goff type guy, where you put him in a good system, he's gonna produce. But against he's not gonna be like a Mahomes or a Cam Ward or a Josh Allen type guy who does more with less. I think Sanders is more of a Brock Purdy type guy who will sit there. If you give him the right tools, he will produce. If not, he will fall. That's what he did with Colorado too. He played pretty well. Hunter, he played pretty good with his receivers. His dad, he played pretty good. But I don't know. I think Ty Simpson is very good and a very good pick for. He's not very good to me. He's not very good to me, but he's a very good pick for what they get out of value right now. So I think that works really good. Giants. I'm taking Caleb Downs. Very good pick. Very bang for your buck, some might say. But there's problems on the defensive side of the ball a lot, but they've also had problems on the offensive side. But you can't reach on another tackle. So I think you take either Cisse or Kenneth. I think I like Cisse a little more. I feel like Cisse is more of a speedy type guy. His physicals are there, but he has a problem with the press coverage and just syncing up his hips. He has a problem with that, and I feel like that can make him drop a little bit. But if the Giants can get him in the second round, or get, I don't know, like an Anthony Hill, or somehow if CJ Allen falls, if they can get him in the second round, this would be a good draft for the Giants because they just fill up so many holes, and that secondary has been so dog shit. It's been so bad. I mean, Deontay Banks, they whiffed on him. They whiffed on so many corners, and it gets to a point where you just have to keep on trying. And corner is such a premier position. Adebo is not like, I don't think Adebo can be the number one guy. He's fine with that now, but he's not a very good ball coverage guy or pass coverage guy. He's more of a run guy. Same with Drew Phillips. Drew Phillips is more of a slot guy. Drew Phillips has been playing amazing. He was a complete steal. They got him in the third or fourth round. The same year they got him League Neighbors that draft. But I feel like Cisse is such a good corner. He can play on the outside, and it's just the problem with man coverage with the Giants don't run a lot of. They run a lot of zone. And especially with Bowen gone and a new head coach coming in soon, I feel like Cisse can really thrive. And I feel like South Carolina hasn't been good, but I think Cisse can really do well. The Bears, I think they need to work on their defensive line. I think they go Caleb Banks. Again, the injuries have been okay, but I feel like Caleb Banks is a very good player. He's very good. His physicals are there, his measurables are there, but I feel like his measurements aren't gonna like skyrocket him, and his injury history and his how old he is, it's gonna be very hard for him to go very high. I've seen him go in front of McDonald, which I don't think will happen, but you never know. But you can get a better run defense for and pass rush for the Bears, which has been lacking a little bit. Patriots can go a lot. I'm gonna go T.J. Parker. TJ Parker again numbers haven't been there, but it is what it is. You got to take the upside. He's very fast. He's good. Yeah, you just take there's no pure edge rushing talent for the Patriots. It's not that like number one guy, like that headliner guy. So I think you go TJ Parker. Hopefully he turns into the number one guy. If not, he's a rotational rusher, which is fine. The Broncos go many ways. I think I have them going Chris Bell. Whoa, not Chris Bell. Sorry, Denzel Boston. I think Denzel Boston is very good. He's very good. He's more of a big guy. I think he can produce in that Sean Payton offense where Bo Nix is throwing a lot, but there's no true number one guy for Bo Nix this year, and I think Denzel Boston can be that guy. I think Courtland Sutton's very good, but I don't think he's that number one guy that everyone thinks he is. I think Denzel Boston's very good. He's a very big guy. He reminds you a little bit of like a DK Metcalf type guy who can just get up and guide it. He's really good at the catch point. Again, the route running and like the physical tools are. The physical tools are there, but like the route running and the football knowledge isn't there as much. But you take him for his upside, and you can maybe teach him and sit him behind some of the veteran wide receivers in that group, and maybe he'll produce. Seahawks. I think you go offensive line here. They've been playing very good. I don't know though. It's just like you don't want to reach on an offensive lineman. But this team also needs corner too, so I think I'll have them taking Keith Abney. Again, Keith Abney, very good. He's been very good at ASU. So you can take him there. They need corners help. Yeah, that's basically it. They just need corner help, and Puka is shredding the corners there. So I think you can take some help, especially with Reek on his way out. Witherspoon was fine, but with Reek Willens on his way out, I think you need to take Kenneth Abney here, or Keith Abney. Sorry. That's it. I think I'm gonna start using this site from now on. I know it doesn't really matter to you guys, but I think I'm gonna use this site now and do more trades. I will have a Giants trading back basically every time. It'll just be from different picks. Yeah, that's basically it. Let me know if you have any disagreements. No one comments anyways, but let me know. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time.